Football is a sport where you have to be very smart, you have to think outside the box, you had to have proper football education when you were very young. But this day and age, you can learn anything on the internet, especially if you subscribe to my channel. I will share with you my knowledge and experience to help you achieve your dreams, improve your skills and general game knowledge a lot faster. In this video, we will be discussing key elements to better positioning, tips that will help you to take better position on the field, as well as how having excellent positioning on the field can help you conserve your energy. We will be discussing it all in this video. So please subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications. I have been playing football in North America for about 13 years now, and I noticed certain things that are just not helping youth or even adults. That is the lack of positional education. There are many talented players here in North America, but talent isn't enough, unfortunately. Without the lack of position knowledge or game knowledge in general, you're not gonna go further in your football career. I had my youth football education in Turkey and played at many levels all the way from the age of 6 to 19. And we started to learn positioning since I was 6 years old. Where to stand, how to press, who to press, or how to protect the channels, or how can you defeat the opposition by not pressing or making a move towards the opponent who has the ball. In North America, I'm considered lazy because I don't press to win the ball. But it is not noticed that I'm actually closing the gaps so I don't give space to the opposition so they don't play through those channels. Of course, there is time and place for pressing too, don't get me wrong. So the purpose of this video is to educate you as a player or coach. Football is not always about running, pressing, or tackling. It's more about being smart on the field so you can conserve more energy to show your skills. I share this with many of my young teammates as well as with my players. And once they understand and experience it, they appreciate it. As a striker, you are the first line of defense. What would be your goal? Well, score first, obviously. But when the opposition have the ball, you are defending and you are the first line of defense. And let's say you are playing as the only striker. Is it ideal that you are pressing 4 defenders plus a goalkeeper by yourself? I don't think so. 99% of the time, you will not win that ball and you will be wasting your energy. Unless you're high pressing as a team or they had a bad touch or a bad pass or some sort. So in a mid-block team, where your team doesn't press really high, you're the lone striker and your team lets the opposition start from the back. What should be your goal as an only striker? First, to not let them pass to the middle. So don't let them break channels centrally. Second is to let them play the ball to their wingbacks or fullbacks so you can trap them in the corners as a team, or you put just enough pressure to force them to play long balls, where this forces opposition to use more energy because their midfielders have to run back and forth. All of the above I listed are your defensive goals as a striker. But how can you do this? First of all, you must understand what your coach wants from you, so your entire team is on the same page. Then you and your midfielders' communication and understanding one another is incredibly important. So when they shift from one side to another, you take a position to cover centrally so the ball doesn't go through those channels. Therefore, it's significantly important that you don't just run because you can run. That is when you ruin your entire team's shape, position. Stick to your central position and keep your defensive goals in mind at all times. As a central midfielder, you have to run and press a little more, of course, if the ball is passed centrally. But if the ball in their back line, keep your central position, shift side to side, focus on closing those channels. So basically, not always, but it looks like you're shifting with the striker and staying behind vertically. It is a lot more important to know and understand your position compared to a striker. If you are for some reason leaving your position as a midfielder, it is critical that you communicate with your teammates that somebody is coming there to cover it for you. Your main defensive positioning goal as a midfielder is to not let the balls go through the middle. If possible, force them outside or force them to pass back so they don't progress forward. Watch a lot of professional games to understand what those elite players are doing. Try not to watch them when they have the ball. Focus on them when they don't have the ball. As you go further back on your team, starting from your striker, you're getting a lot less freedom positionally. As a false nine or attacking midfielder, your positional goal is to create space for your strikers to receive the ball. If you're defending, cover up the channels that they don't. It is a lot like a domino effect. If a piece is out of place, the whole chain reaction is affected, so things won't move smoothly. As a defensive midfielder, defensively think yourself like a filler. If center backs move forward, you drop back, or if center mid moved forward, you fill their space. It's all about understanding one another, communicating, and watching tons of professional games. But you really need to learn not to watch the ball when you're watching a game, and try to focus on non-possession moments. Trust me, as a coach, it is very challenging not to get caught in the moment. As a center back, your positional goal is obviously to stay central. Don't let anybody or anything go through the middle. But I think there are more important roles to an excellent center back, such as synchronizing with your fullbacks as well as your other center back partner. You must be loud so everybody listens when you have to move up as a line and drop as a line. It is crucial that you don't forget you are the offside line. Opposition strikers can't pass you anyways to ask for the ball. So be loud, talk, listen to your coach or goalkeeper, keep your fullbacks in line, and stay central. As fullbacks, defensively, your goals and jobs are critical. You need to read the opposition really well and observe them. Make them uncomfortable. What is their dominant foot? Force them to go on their weak foot. Don't jump too early. I personally really enjoy when a defender makes the move really quick. It's an easy nutmeg for me. Be patient and listen to your center backs and goalkeepers. Give them outside rather than inside. This will make you a very annoying and excellent defender. I have Hakim here, one of my young teammates, and I'd like to ask his opinion on what can he do to improve his positioning and give the opposition harder times.
As a wingback or a fullback, putting yourself in a position to make it harder for the attacker is super important, because sometimes, let's say you're not the fastest fullback or the fastest center back or defender in general, you have to be in the right position to be able to track back and make sure you stop a goal scoring opportunity. So for example, making sure you're setting the offside line and being in line with my center backs, making sure I'm not caught up if I need to track back, because then it makes it easier. It makes it harder for my center backs. Making sure I'm forcing the winger outside and just positioning my body a certain way and make the attacker go where I want him to go. And yeah, just making life harder for the opposition, really.
In my opinion, the most important part to a successful wingback or a right winger is to actually tuck in more to a defender or towards a midfielder a little bit, because I think what you don't want to do is to give your opposition that inside channel. So if you actually position yourself further in the field, it'll be tougher for the opposition to come inside towards the 18 and then shoot the ball. But if you go wide, then you're giving extra space, extra gap for the opposition to take a better advantage of that more space that they can actually cut in and challenge your center back. So your goal in your head should be, what can you do to make the job easier for your center backs or for your goalkeepers? So that's what you need to focus on when you're on the field all the time, that what can I do here right now that my center backs don't have to work hard? So because they are the last line of defense, right? And yeah, you're right, like the positioning yourself is so important where you want the opposition to move. If you, like, let's say this is the inside channel and you position yourself like this, obviously the opposition will go this way. If you position yourself like this, the opposition will go outside, which that's what you want ideally, right? Defensively, your goal on the field, whether you're a striker or defender, should be to give the liability to someone else and focus on your job. Everybody defensively focused on themselves, not what somebody else didn't do, you would have a very successful defensive team. Remember, pressing isn't everything as long as you close the channels and pass. Pressing is good if your team is losing and it's the last 10-15 minutes of the game, but it actually makes the team get away from their ideal position and looks way more unorganized. So you leave more spaces for opposition centrally or in your back line. Write down in the comments if you have suggestions or if you disagree so we can discuss. I could always learn something. I hope this video was helpful and please drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel with the notifications on. You can find my playlist over here. You can become a member to my channel where we have a specific Discord group designed for my members. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you next time.